Believing in yourself is the best thing to believe in. That's why you must cook all the food that you are eating. Get in the kitchen, grab a utensil. No, get back at your computer and grab a pencil, 'cause it's time for cooking with Stu.
Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Stu. Today we're going to be continuing our series on breakfast foods. Now, as we talked about in the last episode, the best thing to eat for breakfast is complex carbohydrates. That word right here at some point. Complex carbohydrates are like whole wheat, and basically the way they work is it takes your body a lot longer to break them down into glucose, which your body uses for energy. This serves two purposes. Number one, it gives you a steady stream of energy all day long, or until your food is finally digested, and it keeps you from being hungry. So your body's working on something and it's got energy all day. That'll keep you from being hungry and tired in the afternoon. Alright, let's take a look at the ingredients, and there are a lot. Alright, so first of all, you're going to need some peanut butter. You're going to need some whole wheat, flour, and you're going to need some bananas. These have been in the freezer for freaking ever. Probably should have more bananas than that, but all I got is 3 right now, so that's what we're going to go with. You're also going to need some milk and some baking powder. This is a quick bread, which means instead of using yeast, it uses baking powder to rise. We'll also be using some brown sugar to make it a little sweeter, and I'm also going to be throwing in some of this granola that I got. This is just extra. You don't have to put any granola or anything in there. To mix it, you're going to need a mixing bowl and a mixer and here are the things for it. And also a casserole pan. So, as I said before, if you're a mess like me, you should do this kind of stuff in the sink. We're going to start by putting these bananas in there and getting them all mushed up. I just put them in the microwave so they're not frozen solid, although they're still pretty cold. And they're definitely mushy. Oh man, cold. Oh, my thumbs are frozen. Alright, now let's go ahead and add some of this peanut butter. I haven't even opened this jar. And this is definitely one of those recipes where I don't really use a recipe. I just kind of go by a feel or whatever. So just get a good lump of peanut butter, put it in there. It's all gonna kind of get mixed up, so it doesn't really matter. And then we'll add our whole wheat, which again, I'm not really too worried about how much I use. That looks good. And I'll start adding the milk. And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and start using the mixer. Nice thing about the sink is you can just do that. Get all the crap off your mixer. Okay, I'm gonna add some of this baking soda. You don't need a whole lot. Probably like a teaspoon or so. That looks good. And some brown sugar. Good. So there we go. That's what it looks like so far. And finally, I'm gonna add this bag of granola that I got in the bulk food aisle. Just to see what would happen. You can add oats or raisins or pecans or just about anything to this recipe to make it a little more interesting. Sometimes I put pecans or cranberries or something in there. You should also be preheating your oven at 325 right now. It's a good idea too before you decide it's done to give it a little taste to make sure it tastes right. Like you want it to taste kind of sweet. And that tastes pretty damn good. So now we're ready to pour it in our casserole pan. Pop it. Alright, so here we have our casserole pan. And I'm just gonna pour it in. Oh no, I forgot. You gotta grease your pan. Okay, something really important that I forgot is you've got to grease the hell out of your pan. So if you got some Crisco or some spray-on stuff, put a ton of it on there. You need to grease your pan. If you've got some Crisco or some spray-on stuff, just put a ton of it on there because this stuff is incredibly sticky and it will take you forever to clean your pan if you don't put it on there, or your casserole dish. And also it'll be really hard to get pieces out of there because it'll just want to stick to the sides. So just put it on the edges and everywhere, because it will stain this thing. It just doesn't want to let go. Once your pan is good and greased, go ahead and oops, a little bit here. Go ahead and pour it in there. Now hopefully it'll rise up and fill up this entire pan. But for right now, we just kind of want to spread it out so it's nice and even. And there we go. Lastly, I kind of like to put a little cinnamon on the top. You don't have to, this is extra, but put some cinnamon. That was probably way too much, but whatever. And now it's just ready to go in the oven at 325 for about an hour or so. Just until it's all risen, and you'll see kind of cracks on the top of it to show that the moisture has left and it is now a risen bread. And there you have it, peanut butter, banana, whole wheat bread. Here's a piece where you can check it out. Well, thanks for watching Cooking with Stu. I think I've got one more breakfast episode coming up. If you made this or anything else, or if you have any comments, complaints, questions, or concerns, send me an email as always. I have yet to receive a single one. So if you do watch this, send me an email or leave me a comment and I'll read them. Until then, or next time we'll see each other. Until then,